All right. Hello, everybody. What's up? Saigan Cat here doing a Quester's Rest. I know it's been a while. I apologize. Work has been zany since July. And like it was letting up, and then everybody's favorite virus happened. So, yeah, work has been insane. I'm not going to talk about the virus. I mean, if you want a credible source, check the CDC website, check your local public health department. And that's all I have to say on it. But this was prompted because Alan, Alan of dying fame in BFRPG, sent me something. So I thought I'd open that up on camera and then we chat a little bit about what's going on with the channel. At this sad time, when something as sad as this happens, there are no answers. But there are countless reasons why we will remember this life that was taken away so unexpectedly. So sorry for your loss. Rest well, Jean and Jimmy. Hopefully, this $20 will help Sai cope with your sacrifice. Please don't kill my next character, Sai. Please, seriously. Please don't. I'm begging you, Alan. Alan, thank you so much. Thanks for the 20. I know exactly what I'm going to spend this on. I have been itching to get the on out of line. I'm growing my beard back out. I've been itching to get the Sega Genesis Classics collection. That that is what this is going to go to. So you guys can probably expect some Streets of Rage and Golden Axe odd playthroughs in the future. Plus Phantasy Star is on there. And that is the hype word of the day. Phantasy Star 2. If I wasn't such a lazy YouTuber, this is where the screen would flash different colors and shake around and there'd be loud party noises. Know that that's what it looks like on the inside. Phantasy Star Online 2's open beta starts today in an hour. I'm going to be there. Hopefully, the login servers aren't broken as fuck because it's all I've been looking forward to since it got announced. Um, I've mentioned it before, especially in the early days of my channel when I was kind of like hitting the ground with Dragon Quest and really deciding to focus on being a Dragon Quest channel. Because back then, when I started, mind you, this is like 8, 9 years ago. It was a while ago, man. But yeah. Back then, when I started the channel, I didn't know whether or not to do Phantasy Star or Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy. It was between those three. I mean, those are the obvious three for JRPG fans. And I looked at Final Fantasy and I said, man, there are a billion Final Fantasy channels. We don't need to cover Final. And I looked at Phantasy Star. I was like, well, Phantasy Star is not near as popular. But PSO2 is coming to the West because back then they announced PSO2 was coming West. They never canceled that Western release announcement, by the way. So shout out to Japan for testing, beta testing Phantasy Star Online 2 for us for almost a decade. You guys are just thanks so much. And they even tested like all of that content too. Like we've got 3 episodes to play through. I'm going to be busy. But yeah, I wound up landing on Dragon Quest because at the time we had recently gotten DQ9. Dragon Quest 10 was going to be coming out soon in Japan. And you know, at the time, I thought that Dragon Quest X was actually going to get released here. It seemed like such an obvious thing. The Western market is way more primed for MMOs than the Japanese market. The fact that we got Final Fantasy XI and not Dragon Quest X is still kind of astounding to me. Um, and you guys know the history of that. It never wound up happening. And then Phantasy Star just kind of dropped off the fucking map. So, I called it in a way that only Saigan can call it. I don't know what's going on with the game industry. I feel like I know, and then I open my mouth and the opposite happens. Doesn't matter. Phantasy Star Online was, and probably still is, my favorite game of all time. Now that's switched around a little bit. Demon Souls and Dark Souls are fantastic, fantastic games, and I will have to say that objectively they are better than Phantasy Star Online. They are. But I say that in the same way that I have to say, like, Dragon Quest V is objectively better than Dragon Quest VIII. I love Dragon Quest V. I love everything that it is. But if given a choice between you can only play one of these, my choice will be Dragon Quest VIII. And that's because it's what I enjoy. And it's not that I don't enjoy the Souls series. Far from it. Definitely enjoy that. Fantasies. I can't. Phantasy Star Online was in its prime long before this channel began. Long before this channel began. And it came out at the perfect time. Because I had just graduated from high school. I'd moved out. I had an apartment. And I had a Dreamcast. And if I wasn't at work, I was at home playing Phantasy Star Online. I mean, I was doing other stuff too. I was still playing. I was hanging out with friends a lot at the time, but I mean, Phantasy Star Online. I was probably averaging around 8 hours a day of Phantasy Star Online. And then episode 1 and 2 came out for the GameCube, and I was probably spending 16 hours a day playing Phantasy Star Online. So, a lot. I've played a lot of Phantasy Star Online. I'm really excited for tonight. I've been super excited. Work has been hell lately because of, the thing that I don't want to talk about because I'm home. And I work for the government, so it's been the focus of like every damn day. But I'm home now. Phantasy Star Online 2 is open beta tonight. I'm so happy. Realistically, I know I'm going to pop on in 53 minutes, and those login servers are just going to be jammed full, and I'm not going to get to play. It's going to be the exact same experience that I had when Phantasy Star Universe launched. And Phantasy Star Universe wasn't even that great of a game. I like it. It's fine for what it is. Ambition of Illuminus solved a lot of the problems that it had, but it still had this major issue that it was too grindy. It was way too grindy, and it was grindy in like a if you weren't playing like maximum efficiency way, you weren't playing. So the problem with this video is jumping around a lot, guys. I know, I understand. Okay, I just wanted to put it out there, primarily because I had to give a shout out to Alan, my boy Alan. Yeah, now I need to spend this because I've flashed it at the screen like a million times. What was I saying? Phantasy Star Universe. So Phantasy Star Universe, when it came out, they made the terrible, terrible decision to release the online game through a drip feed. So when it came out, there were realistically only like 3 or 4 areas to go to. Spells leveled up by use, but it took like 10 to 20 times as long as it needed to. It was super goddamn grindy, and there wasn't a lot to do when it first came out. And it would get regular patches, regular updates, but each time they'd only be like, here's a new stage, here's a new stage, here's a new stage, here's a casino. Spoiler alert, the casino only has roulette. I hope you enjoy it. We didn't. But yeah, that was it. Yeah. Phantasy Star Universe just kind of came and went. I played it when it was going. Um, and there were moments that I enjoyed. Fighting Mother Brain in Ambition of Illusion was fantastic. Magaki was a great villain in the story mode. Some of the characters even got good. Ethan Weber has an incredible character arc because he goes from Titus, I don't know. He goes from that level of bad and cringe to actually being really likable. He goes from Titus to Squall. I mean, he talks more than Squall, but he becomes likable and kind of a badass. Anyhow, that's it. I'm going to go spend this money that Alan sent me. Thank you so much, Alan. I really appreciate it. The BFRPG games and podcast thing will return probably this weekend. Should be this weekend. I'm expecting everybody's going to be shoved into. No, I don't know. I mean, it's looking like it, given that all restaurants are closed now. I'm trying to not talk about this goddamn thing. Everybody is probably part of it. Join me for Phantasy Star Online 2 tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's the left side of the map for you geographers. All right. Thanks for watching. Well, tonight, Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star.